Subjectivity of the RYUC and Beyond. It needs to be understood what is provided in the RYUC and Beyond recordings are my experiences and perceptions as the author of the RYUC and Beyond information. What is provided reflects the fruits of a lifetime of a variety of creative endeavors, creative exploration, teaching and consulting, and the like, directed at finding solution to problems or situations and exploring just how much creative power and creative ability we possess and can access. Yes, you can say all of it is only my subjective experiences. However, what we all need to realize is how unique we each are. When it comes to our perceptions of creation and the creative power and creative ability available to us, we each are incredibly and unbelievably unique. No two people see and experience the world the same way. As such, no one will ever truly and fully understand us. Whether we realize it or not, everything each of us experiences is subjective. The challenge is for each of us to come to learn to understand ourselves and how we fit into the world. Yet we look outward and try and fit into the world long before we learn to understand ourselves to survive in the world. Those in the world look for us to see the world as they do, and they are constantly asking us to look at the world the way they do. But nevertheless, even if we learn to fit into the world and see it as others do, we each are still having very subjective experiences. When the descriptions of any observation or experiences one has resonates or agrees with another's observations or experiences, we say that subjective experience moves towards a more objective experience. If the subjective experience can be studied and verified by others, regardless of race, color, creed, national origin, and the like, the observation can be considered a fact. It is understood that you may consider everything discussed in the RYUC material as subjective. In this regard, you are encouraged to do your own experiments and verify for yourself if what is presented is true for you. It is recommended you eat and digest all that you hear or read in the RYUC material and digest it as you would any food. Keep what nourishes you and make it your own. Then discard what does not serve you. As a recommendation, it is suggested you learn to use the creativity perspective and hold your creativity sacred in all areas of your life where your creativity applies. Do your own experiments and verify for yourself if what is presented is true for you for anything you are told or read from any source. It is recommended you eat and digest all that you hear or read from any source and digest it as you would any food. Keep what nourishes you and make it your own. Then discard what does not serve you. We each are incredibly unique, and we each have to honor that uniqueness. For things that you cannot verify or do your own experiments, look to see if what it gives allows for a freedom and expansion of your own creativity. You can discern what is true for you and serves your being regardless of the source of what is being put in front of you. The focus of this and the RYUC and Beyond material is for those individuals who desire to take responsibility for the life they create and seek to create a life worth living. This information is not focused on those aspects of creativity as it would be marketed to individuals or corporations to access creative insights for success in the external world, however success is defined. The reason for this is success as measured from a creativity perspective does not use the same criteria for success as the external world. The focus here is different. It is more about creating an inner world that gets reflective in the outer world. Your experiences may be very different. Each of us have a very different perception and experience of creation. What you find here may be slightly different or slightly different from what you have been exposed to in the past. You may find yourself disagreeing with what is said and even to the point of wanting to argue with what is said. But that is okay, because in any case you will find your mind and what you think and believe being stretched. Whether you find yourself agreeing or disagreeing with what is said, you may want to pull the string on why you think the way you do or have the responses that you do. It is like pulling the thread of a sweater and unraveling the whole sweater. To pull the string on why you have the responses you do is to explore deeper what underlies your response. It is to ask why and answer why this and not something else, and ask again why again for each response you get for maybe 5 times. Now, it needs to be clearly understood what is written in the RYUC and Beyond recordings and all of my writings are my experiences and observations. In looking at those principles that do not depend on time or place and independent of location, some of my conclusions may be seen as speculation relative to what the external world currently believes. That is, there is insufficient independent observation of others to confirm or deny the validity of what I say. Yet, I use the conclusions to expand my own awareness and creativity and the awareness and creativity of others. My recommendation is, was, and always will be to eat and digest all that you read or hear, including this material. Keep what serves you and discard the remainder as you would any food that you eat. Additionally, I highly recommend you do your own experiments and see what is true for you. We each are on a unique path, and that uniqueness does have an influence on what we experience and what we do not experience.